Mikhail Gorbachev passed away today at the age of 91. So, just a general, I would say, synopsis of why Mikhail Gorbachev was such an important figure of the late 20th century is that for a period of time, the Soviet Union was America's rival. Way back in the day, they were just equal in power to the United States economically, military wise. Just they were just an equal match. It was the only time in recent history the U.S. had an equal rival in everything imaginable. So he was the leader of the Soviet Union for a period of time, and he led to its downfall. He passed policies that caused the Soviet Union to lean more to being a democratic country and eventually leading to its breakup. Most of the Soviet Union was Russia, but there were a bunch of small Eastern European countries that were part of it that eventually split away due to what he did. So he was the main reason why the Soviet Union collapsed because of his reforms. It caused rebellion and just it split up way back in 1991. It was a big deal. I can even remember it as a kid. I was only in elementary school at the time. I was very young. I couldn't really comprehend how big the moment was at the time, but I do remember it. Just I remember teachers celebrating in the hallways, just parents celebrating, my parents celebrating over what had happened. I just remember my dad being shocked at the time. He couldn't believe it. Just when it came out on the news that the Soviet Union had collapsed, just it was a big deal. There was this hope that was spreading, I would say, or anew just everywhere in the U.S. that we were entering into a century that would be of peace and prosperity, knowing that the USA's number one rival was no more, and there was this feeling that communism was defeated. Just this is the end of communism. The world's gonna be more democratized. Just we're heading in the right direction, not just as a country, but just humanity, just worldwide. Things are going to get better. Obviously, the 21st century has turned out to be different with democracy being weakened and just the turn Russia now has taken just with what's going on there. That's definitely not a true democracy anymore. The way Putin rules it, just everything he stands for has pretty much undone what Mikhail Gorbachev was trying to do for the Soviet Union, what now is now just modern day Russia mostly. Just so it hasn't ended well, it's kind of like bittersweet for Gorbachev's legacy. What he did was save the world from communism and even world destruction, if you think about it, because there was many times where the U.S. and the Soviet Union were close to fighting a world war, but Gorbachev, towards the end of the Soviet Union, prevented all that stuff from happening. So it is bittersweet because he was a hero to the West. You could say that he probably was not a hero to Russia. I've heard stuff from Russians and just reading articles and watching a few documentaries. They don't view the man the same way because they view him as the guy who destroyed the Soviet Union. And ever since the Soviet Union's collapse, Russia has never been a true power. Well, they've never risen to the level of power that the Soviet Union once had. So he has kind of like a mixed legacy if you think about it in his own country, Russia, whereas in the world he's loved as this guy being known for an ambassador of freedom, representing all the values of freedom, democracy, peace, prosperity. So I don't really have anything else to say, but just rest in peace, Gorbachev, and thank you for at least giving us a brief moment in time where we actually believed humanity would get better. You gave us that brief period of hope, which I'll never forget, and hopefully more people are inspired by you to rise to the occasion and bring peace to their countries, especially countries that are not democracy. So that's all I have to say.